Technical difficulties have been abounding today. Let's see if we're going live. And let's see if this is going to show up. All right, we are testing out the Restream app. Which appears to be working. All right. I'm not seeing it on YouTube for some reason, but that's okay. Let me pull this up. Yeah, I'm not seeing it on YouTube for some reason. Anyway, Shritan says, I'm a big fan. Well, thank you. Anyway, I'm doing this live stream because the other one didn't really work earlier. We apparently had things downloading in the background and didn't know it, which is why the whole video was pixelated. So I want to apologize for that. We're still figuring out the technical aspects of all of this. It's a bit of a pain, but we're figuring it out. So I wanted to show you in a non-pixelated version this, which is the hardcover of To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. And as you can see, it's rather nice. In fact, one second, I'm going to try a different format here. The light really bounces off the cover really, really beautifully. It has an almost holographic effect, which I think is gorgeous. And yeah, ooh, I can actually see all the comments here, which is nice. Someone said, Eugene Pepper MD says, Christopher, hey, nice to see you as well. Someone says there, Rutger says you're watching from the Netherlands. Awesome. So again, this is the cover. This is the hardcover, which is awesome. If you didn't see this before, this is the Fractalverse logo, which is foil embossed on the cover and looks just absolutely awesome. Yeah, it does look awesome, doesn't it? And we have these amazing end papers. They may not, let's see if I get this to focus right. They may not show up right because it's reflecting, but it's, let's see, there we go. Fractal Galaxy. And this is actually a piece of art inside the book also, which you will see in the appropriate context. And the end papers are front and back. So let's see, in the back here also. And of course, the book is coming out on September 15th in the US and the UK. Let's see, what are some of your questions here or comments? Yes, you love embossed covers. So do I. So do I. Yeah, it's just really amazing to be seeing these and to actually have physical copies here because I've been working on the book for so long, on the universe for so long, and to see it in physical format now is hard to believe. Awesome. I won't lie, I actually teared up earlier when I was unboxing. So, and of course on the back we just have the tagline, Space holds countless secrets. She just found the deadliest one. Yeah, I don't know what to say. After working on something for this long, it's a chunk of my life here. And hopefully it's going to give you guys a wonderful experience when you read it. And I hope that it gives you a sense of what I'm trying to accomplish with this universe, so you're excited about the future projects, of which there are going to be more. Now, this is quite a bit thinner, actually, than the ARC, the Advanced Reading Copy that's been circulating. But that's just because the paper is a little bit thinner. The hardcover, it's the same page count, same number of words, all of that. Let's see. Azula says it looks great. Why, thank you. Yeah, Rutger says this might be the best looking book you've ever seen. I'm pretty fond of it, I gotta say. And I do like that, on the spine it just says Paulini, which is So cool. What are you reading? Paolini. No, what's the book? Oh, it's Paolini. But this is actually, the idea is that if you've read my books for this amount for any length of time, and as you move forward in reading new books, that when you see Paolini on a book, you know what you're going to get, which is a big epic story full of interesting things. I'll certainly write other stuff in the future, but this is a big one. Let's see. Francesca asks, is there more artwork throughout the book? I love it when I'm reading and I see some cool art. Yes, there are 7 pieces of art throughout the book. There's a star map, and actually there was a bunch of maps, but they're beautifully painted. I did a couple of them myself, and then my amazing assistant, Emanuela, who's also doing the in-universe news segments that we've been releasing, she did all of the other art and knocked it out of the park. So I'm a big fan of maps. I think you guys are too. So I wanted to put a whole bunch of maps, and there'll be more illustrations to come for the universe as we move forward. Someone here says, has my Italian publisher told me where the book cuts off and when the second volume is going to come out? The second volume, because this is actually publishing in 2 volumes in Italy and Germany, and both places the book is going to stop at a certain point. There's a perfect stopping point, and then the second volume picks up right after that. And it's about 50-50 in terms of page count. And the reason they did this is in German, the translated version of To Sleep is too big to fit in 1 volume. For whatever reason, German translations are definitely bigger than the English versions. And it's not, I'm not sure if that's the case with Italian, but it's enough of a chunky book that they wanted to split it up a bit. Hold on, I'm going to move my camera just a hair. There we go. As for when that second volume will be coming out, it won't be too much. There won't be too much of a delay between volume 1 and volume 2. But I think it's going to be really cool to see that. Ooh, this is a great question. What kind of To Sleep-focused fan-made content do you hope to see in the coming months? I would love to see fan art. I think there's a lot of cool stuff in here for fans to dig their teeth into, and if it's good fan art, we can definitely, I'd love to share it with the community, and I just want to see this universe come to life. That's where I'm putting all of my efforts these days, as well as developing more stuff in Allegasia, of course. Someone says, I found my niche in the fan base, my niche in the fan base, the map enthusiasts. Yes, that's about right. Yes, and Anton K mentions here, glad you got an awesome, here, I'll show this comment. Glad you got an awesome voice actor for the audiobook. Can't wait to listen. The voice actress is Jennifer Hale, who's absolutely amazing. She's done a ton of projects over the years, including Female Shepherd from the Mass Effect games. In fact, I had a Zoom call with Jennifer this morning talking about a cool little side project that we're not quite ready to announce, but you guys are going to get something really, really Fractalverse to Sleep inspired, really special from Jennifer Hale, and I think you're gonna love it. So much stuff I can't tell you guys about yet. Okay, let's see. So many cool questions here. Let's see, someone says Eugene says has been sharing Inheritance fan art, which is awesome. Jeffrey Watson asks, did you enjoy researching the science behind the book? You bet I did. But I tried not to let it interfere with the story itself because I wanted to focus on the characters and on the story versus just making this a technical info dump. This is not a textbook. This is not a dry treatise on physics in the future. It is an adventure and it is a story, but I did love the research. Yeah, someone says, I'm excited I can be here at this unique moment. Thank you. Well, I mean, again, I got the idea for this book back in 2006, 2007, and here I am finally holding it. That's the thing with writing. Unless you're Sanderson, you have to commit a large chunk of your life to each one of these ideas. I mean, of course, he is himself with his big series. But a lot of times there's a big gap between the idea and the fulfillment of that idea. And this book, although the initial inciting incident and the end of the book are what I always originally envisioned, a lot has changed over these years as I've reimagined what the story is supposed to be and how I was going to tackle it and so forth and so on. Oh, this is a good question. Ethan Snyder asks, how was writing a female main character different than writing a male main character? I mean, there are certainly differences, but I didn't try to focus on them. I just tried to write as good of a character as I could and not, not make too big of an issue out of those supposed differences. I think there are more differences between individual men and individual women than there are sometimes between men and women. So you just need to focus on who the character is and try to be true to that versus trying to write about some stereotypical characteristics that you may think that men and women have. Whether or not I did a good job of that, I leave up to the readers to decide, but that was my approach, and hopefully I was able to do justice to Kira as a character. Kayleen in England is asking if I'm going to be touring physically touring next year. There may be some sort of physical touring next year. It'll depend on, the coronavirus situation. At the moment, I don't have any plans, but the plus side of that is that you'll get another book from me sooner if I'm not physically touring. When is To Sleep in a Sea of Stars coming to Brazil? I'm not sure. The book is coming out in Portuguese. So, I don't know if that's the edition you'll see there in Brazil. It might be. Gustav asks, am I nervous before I release a new book such as To Sleep in a Sea of Stars? Oh, I'm enormously nervous. But I've had enough people reading the book, early reviewers and friends and family who've read the book and had good things to say about it, that I'm much less nervous now than I was about a month ago. So at this point, I feel pretty confident that I accomplished a lot of what I was trying to accomplish, and that readers are, for the most part, going to have the experience I want them to have with this book. And aside from that, I just want it to come out, and I just want you to get your hands on it. Paula is asking, why does this edition look so thin compared to the other editions shown? Because again, this is just using different paper. It's thinner paper, it's nicer paper, but it's thinner. So it's still, but this is still a 900-page book, give or take a few pages. And in fact, up there on my shelf, you can see there's the Dark Tower, Book 7, The Dark Tower, and The Priory of the Orange Tree, and To Sleep is longer than both of them by about 30,000 words. So, big book. How many sequels am I planning? A lot, because this is the first book in the Fractalverse websites, or the Fractalverse universe, and so I'm just going to be developing that with future products and stories. Okay. Do I have a favorite? Shritan, I might be saying your name wrong, is asking, do I have a favorite, the Inheritance series or To Sleep in a Sea of Stars? I love them both for different reasons. I am very, very proud of this book, though, because I put a heck of a lot into it, and I think I learned a lot from it. Any plans for a tabletop RPG game with Inheritance Cycle? I would love to do that. I might actually put some time and effort into that next year. We'll see with everything going on. Nicole Hoffman is asking, did I have to cut back on the amount of words and content in this book in order to publish it? No. And in fact, my editors had me add almost 30,000 words of material during the revision process for this book. So if anything, they made it longer. Normally, I lose about 10 to 15% of the manuscript as I edit it, but in this case, they wanted me to make it longer. So, make of that what you will. Will I take 10 years to write a sequel? No, I will not. We will probably have a sequel next year, but don't hold me to that. But that's the idea. Well, I unfortunately am going to have to run here. I've got to get into town and take care of some other business. But since the earlier stream was so pixelated, I wanted to give you a better look at the book, at these awesome, awesome end papers, and of course, at the Fractalverse logo here, which I just really love. This is a beautiful book, beautiful package. Couldn't ask for anything better with this story. And I think you guys are going to love it. At least that's the hope. So thank you for signing on to the live stream. There is actually a new there is a new RTC news segment up from the Fractalverse. So you can go check that out on my YouTube channel. And of course, we'll be posting that elsewhere. And I thank you for signing in. I hope you enjoy the book. And go forth, be awesome, and I will be talking with you again soon.